The tree that keeps its leaves in the great gale is not the one that holds the storm at bay, but the one whose roots have driven through the veil of topsoil down into the rock's own clay.
The visible is what the storm will test. The invisible is what the test reveals. The root below the ground is what the best defense against the world's own power heals.
The deep root holds what the storm cannot see.
The underground that sets the standing free.
She'd been through 3 great losses before 30, the kind that take the ground from under feet, that make the ordinary daily dirty with what the loss has left without retreat.
But something held below each storm she'd known, a root she'd grown across the difficult of the previous losses she had shown. The roots that grew each time the hurt was full.
The deep root grows in each survived storm.
The underground that makes the next one warm. The old oak in the field had been struck twice by lightning in the decades of its life. Each strike had cost the crown a price, but fed the root below with electric knife.
The root grew deeper after every strike,
as if the lightning's punishment had been
the gift that drove it past the ordinary light
into the rock beyond the topsoil screen.
The lightning struck oak grows its deepest root.
The injury driving down the depth of loot. The root feeds on the rock's own mineral wealth.
The patient dissolution of the stone.
It takes the centuries in its health.
The slow extraction of what hard years own.
The tree above takes rain and sun for its,
but the root below takes stone for the real.
the long-term source that never quits.
The ancient mineral for the daily meal.
The deep root feeds on what the storm cannot touch.
The stone-drawn mineral of the too much.
Drive your roots into the rock below,
As the topsoil of the comfortable leaves.
into the ancient mineral slow.
Dissolution that the patient seizes.
The deep root takes years to establish true,
The first decade is the reach and ache.
but what is found below belongs to you.
Against every storm the years will make.
The deep root is the life's best work entire. The underground that feeds through every fire.
shakes its leaves in the great gale is not the one that holds the storm at bay, but the one whose roots have driven through the veil of topsoil down into the rock-sown clay.
The visible is what the storm will test. The invisible is what the test reveals. The root below the ground is what the best defense against the world's own power heals.
The deep root holds what the storm cannot see.
The underground that sets the standing free.
She'd been through 3 great losses before 30. The kind that take the ground from under feet, that make the ordinary daily dirty with what the loss has left without retreat.
But something held below each storm she'd known,
A root she'd grown across the
difficult
of the previous losses.
She had shown
The roots that grew each time the hurt
hurt was full. The deep root grows in each survived storm. The underground that makes the next one warm.
The old oak in the field had been struck twice by lightning in the decades of its life. Each strike had cost the crown a price, but fed the root below with electric knife.
The root grew deeper after every strike, as if the lightning's punishment had been
The gift that drove it past the ordinary like.
into the rock beyond the topsoil's green.
The lightning struck oak grows its deepest root.
The injury driving down the depth of loot. The root feeds on the rock's own mineral wealth. The patient dissolution of the stone. It takes the centuries in its health. The slow extraction of what hard years own.
The tree above takes rain and sun for its,
But the root below takes stone for the real.
the long-term source that never quits.
The ancient mineral for the daily meal.
The deep root feeds on what the storm cannot touch.
The stone-drawn mineral of the too much.
Drive your roots into the rock below,
Past the topsoil of the comfortable ease.
into the ancient mineral slow.
Dissolution that the patient seizes.
The deep root takes years to establish truth,
The first decade is the reach and aid.
but what is found below belongs to you.
Against every storm the years will make.
The deep root is the life's best work entire.
The underground that feeds through every fire.
He asked it in the middle of the feast, the question that the Jarl had not prepared. The council was enjoying at the least the comfortable agreement they had shared. He said, but what if we are wrong in this? What if the course we've set will cost us more than the outcome gives? What have we missed in the certainty we've built beside the shore? The iron question cuts
Through the agreement,
the blade of doubt against
the comfortable treatment.
the room went quiet in a particular way. That rooms go quiet when the truth arrives, when someone names the thing that had its say in everyone's private thought but no one's lives.
The jar looked at him with the mix of anger and the relief of the named unspoken thing. The combination of the leader's danger, of the challenge and the value it could bring.
The iron question brings the relief of naming the unspoken doubt made finally claiming.
The council that resulted from the question
Lasted 3 days longer than it might, and reached a different and more honest session of what the actual situation's like.
The plan was changed in the significant but specific way that saved the raid entire. The detail that the question's magnificent disruption had exposed before the fire.
The iron question saves what silence would have sunk, the doubt voiced before the plan is drunk.
He was not thanked for it immediately. The Jarl's gratitude came slowly after, when the changed plan succeeded and the fee of the old plan's cost had turned to laughter.
By then the question asker was the one the Jarl consulted privately before the formal council sessions had begun.
The one who named the thing behind the door.
The iron question earns the trust delay, the gratitude that comes when doubt is paid.
Ask the iron question when you see it, the uncomfortable and the necessary doubt. Do not let the social pressure free it from the asking that must be let out.
The iron question is the gift of the brave,
The willingness to name what all have thought,
the doubt that asks before it digs the grave,
of the certainty that
should have been caught.
the iron question cuts through to the true, the necessary blade of the questioning view.
It in the middle of the feast, the question that the Jarl had not prepared. The council was enjoying at the least the comfortable agreement they had shared.
He said, but what if we are wrong in this?
What if the course we've set will cost us more
Then the outcome gives. What have we missed
In the certainty we've built beside the shore, the iron question
cuts through the agreement,
the blade of doubt against the comfortable treatment. The room went quiet in the particular way
that rooms go quiet when the truth arrives.
When someone names the thing that had its say
In everyone's private thought, but no one's lives.
the jar looked at him with a mix of anger
And the relief of the named unspoken thing.
the combination of the leader's danger,
Of the challenge and the value it could bring.
the iron question,
Brings the relief of naming
the unspoken doubt made finally claiming.
the counsel that resulted from the question.
Lasted 3 days longer than it might,
And reached a different and more honest session
of what the actual situation's like.
The plan was changed in the significant,
But specific way that saved the raid entire.
the detail that the question's magnificent.
Disruption had exposed.
Before the fire,
The iron question saves what silence would have sunk.
the doubt voiced before the plan is drunk.
He was not thanked for it immediately.
The jarl's gratitude came slowly after,
When the changed plan succeeded and the fee
of the old plan's cost had turned to laughter.
by then the question asker was the one.
The jarl consulted privately before
The formal council sessions had begun.
the one who named the thing behind the door.
The iron question earns the trust delayed.
The gratitude that comes when doubt is paid.
Ask the iron question when you see it,
The uncomfortable.
and the necessary doubt
Do not let the social pressure free it
from the asking
that must be let out.
The iron question,
Is the gift of the brave.
the willingness to name
What all have thought
the doubt that asks before it,
digs the grave
of the certainty
that should have been caught.
the iron question,
Cuts through to the true.
the necessary blade of the questioning view. He asked it in the middle of the feast, the question that the jarl had not prepared. The council was enjoying at the least the comfortable agreement they had shared. He said, but what if we are wrong in this? What if the course we've set will cost us more than the outcome gives? What have we missed in the certainty we've built beside the shore? The iron question cuts
Through the agreement,
the blade of doubt against
the comfortable treatment.
the room went quiet in a particular way that rooms go quiet when the truth arrives. when someone names the thing that had its say in everyone's private thought but no one's lives.
The jar looked at him with the mix of anger and the relief of the named unspoken thing. The combination of the leader's danger, of the challenge and the value it could bring.
The iron question brings the relief of naming. The unspoken doubt made finally claiming.
The council that resulted from the question
lasted 3 days longer than it might, and reached a different and more honest session of what the actual situation's like.
The plan was changed in the significant but specific way that saved the raid entire. The detail that the question's magnificent disruption had exposed before the fire.
The iron question saves what silence would have sunk. The doubt voiced before the plan is drunk. Ivy.
He was not thanked for it immediately. The jarl's gratitude came slowly after, when the changed plan succeeded and the fee of the old plan's cost had turned to laughter.
By then the question asker was the one the jarl consulted privately before the formal council sessions had begun.
The one who named the thing behind the door.
The iron question earns the trust delayed, the gratitude that comes when doubt is paid.
Ask the iron question when you see it, the uncomfortable and the necessary doubt. Do not let the social pressure free it from the asking that must be let out.
The iron question is the gift of the brave,
The willingness to name what all have thought,
the doubt that asks before it digs the grave,
of the certainty that
should have been caught.
the iron question cuts through to the true, the necessary blade of the questioning view.
She lost the husband in the summer raid, and lost the son in the winter's plague that year. Two griefs arriving before the first had frayed into the bearable from the devastating clear.
She sat between the two and did not break, not because the iron in her name was true, but because breaking was a choice to make, and she had children left who still came through.
The iron widow
Carries double grief and finds inside the double relief.
She did not hide the grief inside the strong performance of the woman others need.
She wept completely, and she wept so long that the weeping carved its channel freed.
But every morning lost and did not know what to give. The woman who had lost beyond the known.
They brought the bread and helped the children live, and tried to share the unbearable alone.
She thanked them for the bread and not the words, for those who spoke too much of purpose and plan.
She could not hear above the grief-sown birds the chorus of the what you can and can.
The Iron Widow
Needs the bread, not speech,
the practical that keeps the day in reach.
In the 3rd year she began to teach the younger women of the village how to hold the grief and still the daily reach of what the living needed, the daily vow, not how to stop it or to make it less,
But how to carry it in both the hands,
along with everything else, the daily press of what the grieving mother understands.
the Iron Widow,
Teaches grief and living,
the double carrying as the gift of giving. She lived to 70 and then some more.
she watched the grandchildren of the ones she'd kept.
She had outlived the grief's most grinding core.
Not by forgetting, but by having wept.
The iron was not the hardness of refusal,
But the iron that is worked through fire enough
to become the flexible, the iron's perusal.
of what the hammer and the heat made tough. The Iron Widow's iron is the work through kind, the strength that grief and fire leave behind.
She lost the husband in the summer raid, and lost the son in the winter's plague that year, to griefs arriving before the thirst had frayed, and to the bearable from the devastating clear.
She sat between the two and did not break, not because the iron in her name was true, but because breaking was a choice to make, and she had children left who still came through.
The Iron Widow carries double grief,
And finds inside the
double relief. She did not hide the grief inside the strong performance of the woman others need.
She wept completely, and she wept so long that the weeping carved its channel free.
But every morning after, she would arise and feed the fire and the children first.
She gave the day its necessary ties, and came back to the grief between each burst.
The Iron Widow grieves between the living,
The grief and the duty,
both worth giving. village watched and did not know what to give the woman who had lost beyond the known.
They brought the bread and helped the children live, and tried to share the unbearable alone.
She thanked them for the bread and not the words, for those who spoke too much of purpose and plan.
She could not hear above the grief-sown birds the chorus of the what you can and can.
The Iron Widow needs the bread, not speech,
The practical that keeps the day in reach. In the third year she began to teach the younger women of the village how to hold the grief and still the daily reach of what the living needed.
the daily vow.
Not how to stop it or to make it less,
But how to carry it in both the hands,
along with everything else
the daily press.
of what the grieving mother understands.
The Iron Widow teaches grief and living,
The double carrying as the gift of giving.
She lived to 70 and then some more. She watched the grandchildren of the ones she'd kept.
She had outlived the grief's most grinding core.
Not by forgetting, but by having wept.
The iron was not the hardness of refusal,
But the iron that is worked through fire enough,
to become the flexible
the iron's perusal.
of what the hammer and the heat made tough.
The Iron Widow's iron is the work through kind,
The strength that grief and fire
leave behind. Below the surface where the divers found, the kelp rose 60 feet towards the light, a forest green and swaying in the sound of current through its canopy's delight.
The fish move through it like the birds of land, each species with its own preferred terrain. The seal that played along the towered strand, the sea otter sleeping in its vein.
The kelp forest is the ocean's hidden wood,
The underwater life that's misunderstood.
She dove the kelp in summer when the clear cold water showed the fronds in their full height. She moved through them the way the light moved sheer through the cathedral of the green gold light.
The kelp fronds touched her as she passed between the waving columns of the forest stand. It was the closest she had ever been to what the gods must feel in their own land.
The kelp forest diver moves through living light.
The underwater call cathedrals high.
Kelp was harvested for the winter's use,
The mineral rich and the medicinal.
the ash from burning gave the glass its juice.
The dried frond in the broth was initial.
She took only what the growth could spare,
She knew the forest from the decades under,
knew which cuts allowed the healthy care.
of the forest's regenerating wonder.
kelp harvester takes with the forest knowledge,
the sustainable gift of the sea's college.
The storm that came that autumn took the kelp.
The whole forest torn away in the swell.
She stood above the bare rocks, ocean yelp,
and felt the loss that no one else could tell.
But in the following spring the holdfast sent
new fronds up from where the roots remained.
The forest that had seemed entirely spent
was growing back from what the roots retained.
The kelp forest regrows from what the storm left.
The holdfast root against the most bereft. The kelp forest teaches the holdfast truth,
that what survives the storm is what holds deep.
the surface canopy is the season's youth,
but the root to rock is what the storm can't reap.
be the holdfast when the storms arrive,
the attachment to the rock below the wave,
from which the forest will again revive.
the canopy it lost inside the grave.
The kelp forest lives in the holdfast grip,
the root that outlasts every storm's own trip. Below the surface where the divers found, the kelp rose 60 feet toward the light. A forest green and swaying in the sound of current through its canopy's delight.
the fish move through it like the birds of land, each species with its own preferred terrain. The seal that played along the towered strand, the sea otter sleeping in its vein.
The kelp forest is the ocean's hidden wood,
the underwater life that's misunderstood.
She dove the kelp in summer when the clear cold water showed the fronds in their full height. She moved through them the way the light moved sheer through the cathedral of the green gold light.
The kelp fronds touched her as she passed between the waving columns of the forest stand. It was the closest she had ever been to what the gods must feel in their own land.
The kelp forest diver moves through living light,
the underwater cathedral's height.
The kelp was harvested for the winter's use, the mineral rich and the medicinal. The ash from burning gave the glass its juice, the dried frond in the broth was initial.
She took only what the growth could spare.
She knew the forest from the decades under,
knew which cuts allowed the healthy care
of the forest regenerating wonder.
The kelp harvester takes with the forest knowledge, the sustainable gift of the sea's calling.
The storm that came that autumn took the kelp, the whole forest torn away in the swell. She stood above the bare rocks, ocean yelp, and felt the loss that no one else could tell. But in the following spring the holdfast sent new fronds up from where the roots remained. The forest that had seemed entirely spent was growing back from what the roots retained.
The kelp forest regrows from what the storm left, the holdfast root against the most bereft.
Teaches the holdfast truth that what survives a storm is what holds deep. The surface canopy is the season's youth, but the root to rock is what the storm can't reap.
Be the holdfast when the storms arrive, the attachment to the rock below the wave, from which the forest will again revive. The canopy and lost inside the grave.
The kelp forest lives in the holdfast grip, the root that outlasts every storm's own trip.
He volunteered each night to walk the path between the harbor and the village gate.
Not for the payment or the aftermath of praise, but simply that the dark was late.
He carried the lantern that his father had,
the particular warmth of the fish oil flame.
He walked because the dark was sometimes bad,
for those returning drunk or hurt or lame.
The lantern bearer lights what others need, the gift of light to those who cannot lead.
He never knew the names of those he guided,
The strangers in the dark who found his light,
who followed the warm orange and decided
the harbor path was safe inside the night.
he asked no names and offered no address.
He simply walked and let the lantern say,
Here is the direction through the press.
of dark follow this toward the break of day.
The lantern bearer asks no names of those he guides.
The light itself is all that the service provides.
The storm came sudden from the west,
He walked with the lantern held above his head,
against the wind that put the flame to test.
he curved his body till the others led themselves to safety by the orange point
Of warmth that bubbled against the howling black,
He held the flame through every weather stripe,
and brought them all from the harbor's attack.
the lantern bearer holds the flame through napkin past the cleaning czar.
He passed it to his grandson on the rim
Of the boy's willingness to take the part.
He said the lantern is not much to hold.
The oil is cheap and the path not long or steep.
But those who travel in the dark and cold
will find in your small light a gift to keep.
The lantern bearer
Passes on the simple gift, the small flame that can give the frightened lift.
Be the lantern bearer when the night is dark,
Not the great torch of the hero's burning deed,
but the small and patient darring spark
that walks the path where others know the need.
The lantern bearer's gift
Is not the flame
it is the willingness to walk outside
in the cold and dark without the claim
of credit or the audience is wide.
The lantern bearer lights the way for free, the gift that makes the darkness less to see.
He volunteered each night to walk the path between the harbor and the village gate, not for the payment or the aftermath of praise, but simply that the dark was late.
He carried the lantern that his father had, the particular warmth of the fish oil flame. He walked because the dark was sometimes bad for those returning drunk or hurt or lame.
The lantern bearer lights what others need, the gift of light to those who cannot lead. But he never knew the names of those he guided, the strangers in the dark who found his light, who followed the warm orange and decided the harbor path was safe inside the night.
He asked no names and offered no address. He simply walked and let the lantern say, here is the direction through the press of dark. Follow this toward the break of day.
The lantern bearer asks no names of those he guides. The light itself is all that the service provides. The night the storm came sudden from the west. He walked with the lantern held above his head, against the wind that put the flame to test. He curved his body till the others led
themselves to safety by the orange point of warmth that bobbed against the howling black. He held the flame darkness attack.
The lantern bearer holds the flame
Through the storm, his body, the shield that keeps the light warm.
After 30 years, the lantern had grown dim. The metal blackened past the cleaning czar. He passed it to his grandson on the rim of the boy's willingness to take the part.
He said,
the lantern is not much to hold.
the oil is cheap and the path not long or steep.
But those who travel in the dark and cold
Will find in your small light a gift to keep.
The lantern bearer passes on the simple gift.
The small flame that can give the frightened lift.
Be the lantern bearer when the night is dark.
Not the great torch of the heroes burning deep,
But the small impatient orange spark
that walks the path where others know the need.
The lantern bearer's gift is not the flame
It is the willingness to walk outside
in the cold and dark without the claim
of credit, or the audience is wide.
The lantern bearer lights
The way for free,
the gift
that makes the darkness less to see.
The mushrooms rose at midnight in the wood. The particular species of the dark that daylight shriveled and the night understood has its own harvest in the damp and stark.
She walked the forest floor by lantern's glow, her basket on her arm before the dawn. She gathered what the darkness let her know would be gone when the morning sun was drawn.
The night harvest gives what daylight cannot keep, the mushroom of the dark and the deep sleep. She'd learned the night species from her aunt, the one who walked the forest after dark. Before her the grandmother's plant cant had passed the same night knowledge as the mark.
The mushroom that appeared only in black, the flower that opened when the sun set, the insect that rose from the diurnal track and gave its song to the nocturnal wet.
The night harvest passes through the women's line, the dark knowledge carried through the feminine side.
She brought the night harvest to the healer shelf, the compounds that the day plants could not give, the particular chemistry of the self that only the darkness let the mushroom live.
Some healings required the night plant's gift, the fever that would not break on the day herb
Broke on the mushroom's dark and specific lift
of whatever the daylight had to curb. The night harvest heals what the day cannot reach, the dark plant's medicine is the night's own teach.
The children taken to the night. Harvest until they were old enough to know the difference of the safe from blight. The mushroom that healed from the deadly stuff.
This was the most important lessons. Wait.
The look-alike that killed beside the one
that cured, she taught them to discriminate.
Before the lantern's light had been begun.
The night harvest demands the careful eye.
The look-alike that kills right beside the life.
Gather what the darkness offers you.
The knowledge that the daylight's busy bright
has no attention for
the light's own true particular harvest in the quiet right.
The night is not the enemy of growth.
It is the other half of what is real.
The dark gives what the light denies to both.
The mushroom of the insight and the feel.
The night harvest is the dark's own gift. What the daylight misses gives the lift. Mushrooms rose at midnight in the wood. The particular species of the dark that daylight shriveled and the night understood as its own harvest in the damp and stark.
She walked the forest floor by lantern's glow, her basket on her arm before the dawn. She gathered what the darkness let her know would be gone when the morning sun was drawn.
The night harvest gives what daylight cannot keep. The mushroom of the dark and the deep sleep.
She'd learned the night species from her aunt, the one who walked the forest after dark.
Before her, the grandmother's plant cant
had passed the same night knowledge as the mark.
The mushroom that appeared only in black. The flower that opened when the sun set.
The insect that rose from the diurnal track
and gave its song to the nocturnal wet.
The night harvest passes through the women's line.
The dark knowledge
carried through the feminine side.
She brought the night harvest to the healer shelf. The compounds that the day plants could not give.
The particular chemistry of the self that only the darkness let the mushroom live.
Some healings required the night plant's gift.
The fever that would not break on the day herb
broke on the mushroom's dark and specific lift.
Of whatever the daylight had to curb.
The night harvest heals what the day cannot reach.
The dark plant's medicine is the night's own teach. The children were not taken to the night harvest until they were old enough
to know the difference of the safe from blight.
the mushroom that healed from the deadly stuff.
This was the most important lessons. Wait,
The look-alike that killed beside the one
that cured, she taught them to discriminate.
before the lantern's light had been begun.
The night harvest demands the careful eye.
The look-alike that kills right beside the light.
Gather what the darkness offers you, the knowledge that the daylight's busy bright,
Has no attention for
the night's own true.
particular harvest in the quiet right.
The night is not the enemy of growth.
It is the other half of what is real.
The dark gives what the light denies to both.
The mushroom of the inside.
And the feel.
The night harvest is the dark's own gift.
What the daylight misses
Gives the